Hey guys, I'm really glad you're watching this video because I want to tell you about the top baits for catfish fishing. I catch a lot of them, but for some reason we haven't talked much about it. I can see that from your comments. So, let's get started. We didn't need any nets because you guys are the best at catching them. Just like that, right? Nukti, huh? Yes. Here we go. Let's start with something really funny. Bait number one. You've probably all heard about it. It's fried sparrow. Perhaps in some rivers and regions where there are the most mammoths. They can be this size or even bigger, around 300 kilograms, and they can be caught using chicken, duckling, or sparrow. What kind of tall tales did they used to tell us? You take a sparrow and catch it. First of all, how do you catch it and kill it? It's probably a whole science. You fry it to bits so it smells, then put it on a big hook, and just like that the fish bites. Bait number one, that's what we were told. That's pretty normal. What shall we call it? Sashka will be with us. Sashka, you're a handsome one. Volodya. Volodya. Bait number what? A frog. Now here I believe there's something more to it. A frog. They come in different types. Sometimes there's a Shrek, probably something like this, just a big toad. There are small ones and there are tadpoles. Catfish are feeding. What is a catfish? That's where we should have started. A catfish is a river predator that it grows very large and there's a lot of everything.
As for what catfish eat, Carrion, I don't know, I won't say. But I do know for sure that a catfish is a predator.
It eats like a fish, like a pike, like a perch. A predator. It feeds by hunting along the bottom, sucking everything in with its mouth. Because it doesn't attack, and its mouth isn't like that of a catfish, but it has a mouth. Like this huge, wide... So it can not only grab someone like this, but it can actually swallow them whole. Got it. It has a mouth like this, long and big. That's why it eats all the fish. It sucks in everything. I trust frogs. There are many cases, many videos where toads croak. And the catfish comes out, swims up, and just goes gulp. And that's how it's taken from the surface. That's why I believe in fried or not fried frogs.
I don't know, it's up to you to choose, but to be honest, I haven't tried fishing with frogs yet.
But maybe later it will be too. And look at that boar quietly.
Wait, what a nice dream. Stop. Yeah, I've been struggling with it for a while now. Look, Lopukov, how much is on the water? The next bait is chicken. A big chicken, if it's fried sparrow. Catfish, in short, bite pretty poorly. For a big chicken, the catfish has to be a huge mammoth. Well, let's save the chicken for later. Leech. Here, I will believe it. Leeches are the regular black ones that crawl near the shore, that attach themselves to you. By the way, write in the comments who of you was sucked by the leech. I think it's not a very pleasant feeling, but they say they cleanse the blood. Previously, they even collected special ones, handed them over to pharmacies in hospitals. People came because they suck. Oh, your blood. It seems to be cleansed by this, but I don't know. Such dual methods of medicine. I still wouldn't risk having some crap attached to me, so forget about the leech. Yeah, you can try a bunch of them. You just take them. How do you catch them? So I took my legs like this. In short, I exposed half of them there, or I put my hands in the water. The prick sucked. Of course, I'm just kidding, guys. I just took it easy and caught some. You can see, the little black ones are crawling around. Did you put it on to catch? I personally haven't caught any. But I do know, there are cases, when they even bit on our river, on leeches. A very good bait, liver. Either chicken or beef. But there's a bit of a nuance with the liver. You can't just put it on the hook like that. Liver. You need to get a stocking, the kind that's sold in pharmacies. When I was filming this video about catching catfish, and there are actually a lot of these kinds of videos. For me, it was specifically about the liver. That day, they weren't biting at all, and I didn't try again. Many people catch it. Again, you stick a stocking, a liver, or a thread. I tie a minus here. Very strongly,
It's disgusting. It doesn't hold on well at all, and you often have to rebait it, even in the stocking.
So I would try the liver if I knew for sure that the catfish are biting here. Yes, that's it. That's the one. So liver, chicken, and beef. I love to eat it fried. That's cool. For catfish, well, I guess it's always like that. A knife is essential for any fishing trip. Now I want to tell you about the knives that I use. These are Reich Knives. Each Reich knife comes in a wonderful branded box and has a unique serial number which protects it from counterfeiting. In this case, I will introduce you to the PS128 model. This is a wonderful thrower. The surface of the blade and the handle has original wear marks, which were achieved by applying a protective coating in black color, followed by stonewash treatment.
I don't know about others, but I really like the color. It feels great in my hand. Nothing wobbles at all.
Man, the sharpening is just amazing. The blade of the knife is marked with the type of steel it's made from. On this side of the handle, there's this kind of attachment. You can attach it to your pocket, pants, belt, anywhere. Also, as I mentioned, there is a serial number on each model. Thanks to the bearings and the smooth operation, it can even fold by itself. Look, under its own weight. Literally. The second knife is the PS108 model. It's a bit smaller in size and has a slightly different shape of the blade. But basically, they are similar to each other. The same liner lock can be fixed with the Beta Plus lock mechanism so that it no longer moves away. That is, this little lever fixes this thing so that we cannot accidentally do it while working powerfully. To fold our knife. Write in the comments which of these two knives you liked more, PS128 or PS108, but I really liked both beauties. Really super. But I say this one again, for me it's more of a tourist knife. You can cut up any food you want. A light, handsome guy, and this one is such a real action hero. You see the notch? It fits perfectly under your finger like this in your hand, and you can start carving. You can cut whatever you want. The sharpness is amazing. It slices through like butter. Just look. Both knives have bearings, there's lubrication everywhere, and each one has its own serial number, just like I told you. Here. Of course they will have a great edge. The knife is made from solid metal plates, and on top of that they're also made of stainless steel. What does Reich mean, right? Oops, and off we go. Since I'm left-handed, it's easier for me to work with my left hand. And that's it, no paperwork. Cool look. The blades are perfectly aligned, there are no gaps, no play, nothing. And how does the mechanism work such smoothness? Hey, friends, so who's interested? The link to these knives will be in the description below this video, so you can check the price and all the details. I'm absolutely crazy about them because of this color, this shade of the knife, but I really liked it, friends. The next very interesting bait for catfish is crayfish, specifically a little crayfish, usually the kind that crawls around here. Also, fried, boiled, rotten crayfish, big crayfish, little crayfish, whatever you catch. The downside outcome is how to catch it now, how to properly attach it, and whether there are any preferences in this river. For catfish, specifically with crayfish, I don't know. So I wouldn't try this bait. The first in my life. Mussel, guys, is a universal bait. Any fish can spit on it and so on. So we take this shell, the big one we have here, right? We break it open and take out the meat inside. We cut the meat, wrap it around the hook, attach a lot of pieces, and it bites. Yeah. By the way, you can attach a leech and a mussel on the same hook. I think a worm would work too because he likes it when there's a lot of disgusting, nasty stuff on the hook. For some reason, he really likes that. Just look at this most appetizing bait. Go ahead, take it, eat it. My favorite bait. Let's talk about what I use to catch fish. This is a big earthworm. A huge worm, like this. After the rain, we walk them, collect them in the summer. There are difficulties with them. But when it's spring, or even June, you can find these worms before it gets too hot. After the rain, in their places under the brick, under the stump, they raised it, looked at it, and caught worms. First of all, they're accessible, and secondly, the bite is really good, just like with catfish. You can attach a lot of these other fish, like 5, 10, or even just one at a time. Guys, I caught fish that were about 1 meter long, and I was shocked by the variety. I mean, why would a big catfish bite on just one worm? Not 2 or 3, but just one. Still, I recommend you attach at least 3 to 4 to 5 worms together. It's definitely more effective. That would be great. For me personally, worms are the #1 bait for catfish. It's not that unpleasant to find. It hooks on well and holds perfectly. But other fish really love it too. So, I would stick with the worm. That's it, it's already the evening sunset. Right now, the catfish should be starting to bite. The most important thing is that the catfish is a predator. So you need to try fishing with live bait. I watched a video once, and maybe we saw that video too. So on the boat, this is a carp, this is one. Or a crucian carp like the one I have on my kopte. A huge fish. It was like this, and it was a live bait. You can fry it on 2 pans. Brick. The live bait is tied to a brick on top with a fin and through a wire. 2 big hooks, he has big ones. Here's the live bait. They brought all of this on the boat. Within 2-3 days, he was standing there, caught a catfish. It was this size. It was just a catfish of enormous size. Enormous, guys. And it was this catfish that took that live bait. It stood there for a very long time. But that river was somewhere over there. You got it, basically, from Grandpa's tales, as they say, and Grandma's. For live bait, you can try using various baits for fishing for that kind. For crucians, for others, I think so, yes, it will. We tried, it wasn't biting. Well, our river isn't the same, and it's just a bit smaller. But using live bait is also great. Plus, you can catch live bait everywhere. Plus, it holds well on the hook. Plus, that's one plus with live bait, yeah. But the downside is, will it bite? I don't know. That's why live bait, you can also fish with a piece of fish. Moreover, there's this thing on different rivers, as I've read, that fish bite on different parts. So you take the fish, cut it up, you can smoke it a bit or cook it over a fire, just a little on the grill, and use some piece. Sometimes on the middle, sometimes on the head, and there are also those for the tail. Well, there's a belief that in this river, fish only bite on the tail, and in that river, they only bite on the head. I don't know about using a piece for that. They also catch crayfish on these fish. I wouldn't fish with the fish carcass either. It's somehow better to use live bait, right? But still, they say you can, in principle, try using live bait to fish as well. This is also a great bait for live bait. Guys, well, here's a little catfish, pretty decent. Not big, not large, but as I said, there will be a catfish. Of course, you need to release those. You need to take, which ones? Ones like these. Wow, guys, this catfish is a good one. I was waiting, of course, for a bite from Koljanic, and I'm running. And something's on my fishing rod. While the camera turned on, it struck. I did pull it a bit, not to say it was a big deal, but yeah, by the shore, I thought it would go into the snag. You're going to laugh now? A female mantis or locust. They say Turikin, that's where the fish are biting. Not just chub, there are asp and some other fish, but also catfish. Because he loves all of these. Here are the locusts. And the main thing, guys, besides locusts, is that the #1 bait for catfish, it's hard to catch. I would classify it as a worm. Worms, live bait, and this bait, even better. So this bait, the dew worm, then live bait and everything else. This is a mole cricket. The mole cricket, that little pest that crawls around everywhere. Before, there were a ton of them, knock on wood. There were a lot of people in the garden. They ate all the plants to pieces. They would eat the roots, and the whole plant would die. I recently started seeing them at the water body. So I arrive at the spot, and I start digging a little with my spade, trying to level out the area a bit instead of having a slope. Bam, there was a mole cricket. It's a shame it was during the day and not in the evening when I was planning to fish for catfish. Catfish bite really well on mole crickets. Any size? They love it. This catfish is a predator. You see, it's not just a predator, it's a delicacy. It craves the best. Look who's here, the gourmet. It only wants to be caught on something the most delicious, exclusive. About what we can't find? I think just throw a piece of bread in there and let them bite. By the way, catfish sometimes eat bread. A big loaf? You've probably seen our Chernobyl catfish, right? In the video, they take a loaf of bread from the bridge, throw it in, and they come out during the day and eat it. Well, that's about it, guys. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. I'll tell you more about baits, tackle, and everything else. Watch my videos, I am very pleased. And most importantly, comment. Write in the comments what you fish with, what you yourself are fishing with. And maybe I missed some of the baits. I would be interested to read your comments. Peace to everyone, kindness to everyone. Goodbye, everyone. Friends?